Hi, and welcome back to another QuickStart video for the Informatica Power Center Premier Functions Toolbox. We just finished up a QuickStart which looked at importing the demo workflow into your Informatica repository. This QuickStart is going to take a look at actually opening up the workflow and executing the workflow so that we can see some of the data come through into our demo relational table that we've set up in our mapping. What we want to do is open up the Informatica Power Center Workflow Manager. The next step is to close the Workflow Designer by clicking on the X button in the right hand corner so that all that remains is the basic startup screen. What we need to do is configure an integration service to our workflow. So we can find that by going to the Service menu in the File menu bar, click Assign Service, Integration Service, select what should be the only workflow in a blank repository if you had a blank repository to start with. Select the integration service for your repository and click Assign. Now, when the workflow was originally created on our test machines, we had a connection set up, which is a relational connection to our Oracle database schema. So what you'll need to do is go in and create either a new one, or you'll need to just modify your existing repository if you're not doing a clean repository, and create a new relational connection. We'll leave ours named Oracle. We'll enter in our schema username, which is HR, and our password, and then in the connection string field we'll enter in our TNS, our SID for our Oracle database. Click OK and close. Alright, now we're almost ready to get started. What we can do next is select the Tools option from the File menu bar and choose Tools Workflow Designer to open up our Workflow Designer. And we'll simply drag in our workflow WF_M_HR into the Workflow Designer window. Now you'll notice that our session is having a problem here, and this will cause errors as we go forward. So what we'll do, since this is just a demo, is we'll go ahead and scrap that by selecting it and clicking the delete key. We'll choose yes, get that out of the Workflow Designer window. We'll also come over here to the Sessions folder, highlight it, hit the delete key, and we'll choose yes. So now what we'll need to do is just bring in another task that points to that workflow, and that's not a problem. It's a really quick fix just to ensure that we're getting a clean start here with the demo. From the task option in the File menu, choose Create, and in the Create Task prompt, leave the drop down as Session, and then let's go ahead and just prefix this with S_, and we'll do S_HR. Click the Create button, select the mapping for the demo M_HR, and that should bring in our correct mapping workflow, mapping into the workflow rather. Next, we want to go ahead and link the start with the actual session. So we'll grab that from the Control menu, and at this point we've got one last step, which is to double click on our S_HR session task, and we'll choose Mapping, the Mapping tab. We need to choose the Connections option from the left menu bar and ensure that this is set to our connection that we've created. If yours isn't set to the connection you just created, ensure that it is. You need that both for the source and the target. Click OK, and now we'll need to save the repository, or check in and save and check in depending on how your Informatica repository is set up and configured. And then lastly, we can right click anywhere in the white space and choose Start Workflow. This will open up a workflow monitor, and we can see as the workflow is processing that it succeeds rather quickly. I've seen it succeed anywhere between 4 and 20 seconds, depending on which system one is using, the developer is using. What we'll do lastly, now that we know that our workflow has completely succeeded, moving the transformation from source to using our functions in the transformation expression to the target, we want to verify this data. So locate any SQL IDE tool on your system. I'm using Oracle SQL Developer. We can navigate to our extracted product file directory for your FyghtSoft Functions Toolbox, and we'll look in the demo folder, SQL, Oracle, and we'll look for a file called demo IPFT results queries. We'll open that file up, and as you can see, this is a query script which gives a very quick analysis of the data that now should reside in the output table. And what we can do is just select one of these queries and run it. We'll choose the correct schema, of course. And as we can see, as a result, we now have our results from our query being executed on our system using the functions. Here we can see the GUID that have been generated, the GUIDs that have been generated, as well as the password generation using the default demo options. At this point, we've been able to step through adding and configuring the workflow. We've also been able to see the workflow execute properly in the workflow manager, and we verified that our functions are producing the correct data as intended by verifying the output table via our default demo queries. We hope that this quick start was very helpful. If you have any questions or comments, or would like some more information regarding FyghtSoft or any of our products, please visit our website at FyghtSoft.com.